Martin Luther King, born on 15 January 1929, was assassinated on 4th April 1968 at the age of 39. He was an American Christian minister and an activist, a leader of the civil rights movement. Martin Luther King said, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do it. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." Martin Luther King received the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts to fight racial inequality in a non-violent manner. His famous speech, "I Have a Dream," in 1963, in which he spoke of his dream of a United States that is void of segregation and racism. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Yes, darkness cannot drive out. Neither your laziness cannot drive out laziness. Only your hard labor. A hard labor which can roar like a 1,000-man warrior. In that you feel the sweat coming out. You taste the salty water. You allow the body to get cooked, and when it hits your bone, no pain, no gain. In that pain, you have an orgasmic experience of only light. You can see no darkness in the body, no excess fat, only skeletal muscle. In that skeletal muscle, a disciplined body and the mind grows. And that growth is called darkness cannot drive out darkness, the laziness. Only that hard labor only light can do that. Only hard labor can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. For love to do that, you have to practice discipline. You have to be disciplined. A discipline out of love and understanding is love itself. You have to listen to your seniors, listen to the wife and husband and kids, listen to the father and mother, grandmother, listen to your teachers and gurus. In that listening helps you to stabilize the samskriti, your culture. In that samskriti springs out a discipline, love, which is richer than anything else in the whole world. That discipline is very close to God. That discipline is God itself. That is what Martin Luther King was trying to tell. But people to darkness cannot drive out darkness, only love. And they started loving. Love to form, you have to be disciplined. Love to understand, you have to first stabilize your family. Yes. A joint family system, a family which has got a tradition of a family tree which can stay for 1,000 years. Every society has grown through that like a pyramid. It has got its godfathers. Listening to them, taking advice, you get attracted to everything what is happening in the world. A new one. Never mind, you get attracted, but always come back and listen. Come back and discuss the matter with your wife and children, husband, and your family people. And then you can plug the loopholes. When you do not plug the loopholes, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Yes, that stupidity of yours cannot drive out stupidity. Listening, taking advice will drive out stupidity. Listening and understanding from them will drive out all your pain. Yes, when then you find out a job, you yourself is job itself. If there is no jobs available in the market, as a slave market for you to work for somebody else, you can find a right in your own land. Yes, nature has provided enough for man's needs, but not for his greed. As long as you do not have the greed, nature will provide you. And we are an example over here. Why don't do it? Sunlight is free of cost. In your land, convert sunlight into solar. Convert rainwater into rainwater harvesting and excess water, wind energy, grow your crop, enough food. Excess will always come from one plant. From one plant in our ashram, we come just one single root we kept for a lemongrass. It is now 10,000 roots. It's the same for most of the plants, most of the vegetables. When one vegetable grows, one tomato grows, and in the tomato seed, thousands and thousands tomato seeds which you can grow. By the next season, get thousands of tomatoes. After you eating, you can still sell. That is what is done. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. If you sit and think, you eat the tomato and do not take the seed and then plant it back. That is your hard labor. When you do not do your hard labor, that hard labor is not hard. It is so beautiful to penetrate a hard thing. To penetrate and break. They say it's difficult to crack the nut. When you crack the hard nut, you feel happy. You cannot break the ice. Break the ice to see the person on the other side. That was what Martin Luther King. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. You are born poor. But to continue to live in poverty is a fault. You are born poor, but you continue to do that. You are born indisciplined, but continue to live in indiscipline. You are born without a family tree, but continue to live without a family tree. Create that now. That was what Martin Luther King was telling. Otherwise, every time we continue to have a fight, why should we fight? There's nobody to fight. Because when we have everything, people only come to take something from us and we can always give to them. Even in our pranayama, we say, inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. And then work for 4 times, that is 16 retention. And then exhale 8, give out 8. And still we have 8 balance with us. And again we inhale 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Retention is working to 4 times. Then we got 16 rupees. And then we exhale 8. That is what Martin Luther King. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. In this, you cannot take the money 4 and then keep the work for 4 and keep the 4. No. That giving that 4 is a stability. Giving that 4 is a strength. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do it. Light can do it. You have to be the light. You have to look into you, to look into your strength. You forgot your strength. You forgot to dig deeper inside. You have a strength. What happened to your tradition? Why don't you drive your roots deep down? Your roots is a discipline. The roots is what you learn from your seniors. Listening, even if you know more, you talk, blah, blah, not stop, you talk. You don't allow the other person even to talk. Even if the other person knows more, listen. And the body knows to segregate what is good and what is not good. That helps you to wipe out the darkness, and only light can do that. And hate cannot drive out hate. Hate cannot drive out hate. What is hate? The pain. What is hate? The oppression what others are giving. Who can oppress you? Who can make you a slave unless you accept the slavery? You accepted the slavery because you never accepted the sun, you never accepted the wind, you never accepted rainwater harvesting, you never created your own land, you never work hard, you never allowed, yes, a deep intimate relationship with the nature, understanding that helps you. Instead you become a drug addict, you become a drunkard, and you talk nonsense. You work in Dubai, you go to other places for 5 years, bring the money, put it in the FD, and start drinking from morning to evening. That will not move out the darkness. Come back when you worked outside, come back, and then you build up. That build up is the light, is what is the darkness cannot drive out darkness. You saw darkness, you went there and brought money, and then you start drinking in the house, not doing anything, taking money from the bank, interest, and living on the interest. No. Till the last day of your breath, you must work hard. No work, no food. Martin Luther King said, darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. This is my 71st short discourse.